Okay, let me share my screen. Today, we are going to discuss about the collections in C Sharp. What is collections? Collections are nothing but well-defined data structures in C Sharp. Okay. So collections are well-defined data structures. We in C++ we have seen data structures like linked list or stack, queue, uh, and there are different sorting techniques like quicksort, bubble sort. So such type of data structures we have seen. Those data structures basically how you are storing the data. Okay, how you are storing the data. That is the purpose of data structures. Which type of data you want to store, based on that you will choose whatever data structure you want. Okay, so in C Sharp 2.0, C Sharp version 2.0, .NET introduced generic collections. There are two types of collections basically. So collections basically well-defined data structures in C Sharp. Collections are nothing but well-defined data structures in C Sharp. In C Sharp, okay, version 2.0, Microsoft introduced generic collections. So what are the different types of collections we have? There are two types. One is non-generic collection. Non-generic collections. Second one, generic collections. So there are two types of collections we have in C Sharp. That is non-generic collections and generic collections. So before going to see the difference between non-generic and generic, now we'll see the definition about your collections. What is the collections about? Let's see some definition in Google. So .NET provides many collections. Okay. So there are different types of elements. Okay. So why we go for collections based on the access, performance, grossing dynamically? There are many things. So first, what is collections? .NET Runtime provides many collection types that store and manage group of related objects. Okay, group of related objects. To store the group of related information, we go for the collection. So if you see, array is also group of similar type of elements. Okay, but this is to store some information. So there are two types of collections in C#, non-generic and generic. So what is the difference between non-generic and generic collection? Okay, let's see now. Non-generic collections. Generic collections. So these non-generic collections are non-type specific. Means no need to define any type. Okay. What is non-generic collection? Which is not a type specific. Means you no need to define the type for it. But generic collection, you have to give the type. For example, how you declare non-generic collection? Means for example, I have a main method. Okay. So for example, array list, which is a non-generic collection. Array list equals to new array list. Like this, you define. But generic not like this. List. So means you have to specify the type for generic. Got it? So if you specify the type, you can't give other type. For example, list dot add a string only. B string only. If you try to give a number here, what is this? can't convert from int to string because all the elements must be string only when you give the generic. But non-generic is not like this. It can accept any type of elements because it won't ask you for the type. Okay, it can accept any element because it's not a type specific, but it strictly maintain the type. So if you give string, you have to give the string only. So here you can give number, string, or boolean, data, anything it can accept. But here only string. Apart from string, it won't allow anything else. So if you try to give, it will give you the compile time error. Understood? This is non-generic collection, which is array list. This is generic collection, which is list. Okay. So now it can allow any type like this. It won't allow other than string. So this is generic. Right. So non-generic, we are not specifying any type here. So that's why it can allow any type. So here we have given string, here we have given a number, here we have given a boolean. So when it comes to the generic collection, since it is a generic, so that it will allow only the specified type. For example, if you have given number here, so means it will allow only number. It won't allow string like that. Okay. So this is non-generic collection. Non-type specific means you no need to define any type. So which will allow any type of elements you can add. But here you have, this is type specific, so that you have to specify the type. Whatever type you specify, only those elements you can able to add. Okay. So this is the main difference. Now you can add or remove elements at runtime. When you use array, it is not possible. If you try to add the, once you fix the size, if you try to add the elements to the array, it will give you index out of range exception. If you try to remove also, it will give you same. Okay, it won't tell. But here in collections, we can add or remove elements during runtime also. Here also same. Okay. This is dynamic in size. Means we have seen now one point here. It can grow and shrink dynamically. Means if you try to add the elements, it will grow. If you try to remove the elements, it will shrink. Okay. So automatically it's a grow and shrink. So we'll call it as a dynamic in size. This is also dynamic in size. If you want, you can bracket, you can mention this. Okay, this is non-generic collection and this is generic collection. Okay. Now we have to use a different namespaces for it. For example, if you are using a non-generic collection, then you need to use this using system.collections namespace. Okay. If you want to use the generic, then you need to use this using system.collections.generic. Generic for generic collection, non-generic collection, no need to give that generic, just system.collections. Understood, guys? Any doubts here? So now what are the examples for non-generic collection? We have list, hash table, sorted list, stack, few. Examples, list, dictionary, sorted list, stack, and few. Okay, these are the examples for generic collection. Any doubts here, guys? Clear? Got it? Now, we'll see one by one how each collection will work. Okay. Now I'll go to array list. As we discussed earlier, okay. If I want to use a array list, so what I'll do, array list equals to new array list. So now I can add any elements to it. Okay. For example, I want to add data. Today data I want to add. How? Datetime dot now. Suppose I want to add a character. How to add? In single quotes, we can use some character. So next, array list dot add. Suppose I want to add float from df decimal. Suppose I want to add double. What is the symbol for double? Very good. Okay. So any type of elements, itlalo. There is no restriction, right? You can add object also to it. So this object obj equals, or let's take 10 like this. Understood? Now this is array list, means you can add any type of elements to it. Okay, there is no restriction here. So now once you add the elements, I want to see how many elements I have. I want to display. For that, what I do, I will use a for each loop. Okay. So what is for each loop? When you have a collection, either it can be an array, array list, dictionary, any type of collection. Collection means group of elements. To iterate those elements without any specifying any condition. For all the elements, if I want to iterate, then I go for a for each loop. What is for each loop? For each, like this. For each where item in array list. Why I gave where here? Okay. Because there is no specific type. There is a string, there is a number, boolean, character, double decimal, float, anything. Okay. So if you specify where, which will accept any type of elements. So if it is an integer, I can specify integer, but it will accept only this other things it will fail, right? Now I'll specify the where. Where means which can accept any type item, some object I have created in array list. Means this is the list. In this list, I want to take each and every element. That is nothing but item, element. Each and every element I want to iterate, read, and I want to display it. Okay, now console dot read or read I take. Now let's run it now. Okay, now let's click off the tune. First one is character A. Second, number, boolean. Then string A, character A. So 20, float, double, decimal, then date, today's date, 8/29, right? So then 10, which is object. So we can add any type of elements. Understood, guys? Any doubts here? If no, okay. Now we have seen how to add, but I want to know how to remove also. Right? We have added. Now I want to see how to remove the elements. Okay. So for that, similarly, same way. Okay. Array start, remove. Okay. Remove which object you want to remove. Okay. So if you specify the element name here, for example, I gave A, it will remove, it will remove A, right? If I specify like this. Mm-hmm. Did not say this was. We're not executing. Um, uh, 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 that word part, right? So now we'll see how to remove element. It will remove a means specified element. Only that element it will remove. Okay. Next, remove position. You will specify. For example, I will specify 0. It will remove this. Or 1. It will remove this. Okay. At which worded face. Now I will start remove range from where to where. Starting index, how many elements? From 0 to 2. From 0 to next 2 elements. It will get 3. Suppose if you have given 3, it remove 3 elements. Okay. Guys, this we have to debug and check. Okay, how it is working. After this, what happen? After this, what will happen like that. Okay. So, or else you can specify a for each loop after this. Okay, next. Here means it is where all the elements. Okay, reverse will happen. Next, it will reverse the elements. All the elements. Okay, it will remove all the elements. So you make the now and then the type 0, 2, 59 something. Here at range. No, you can do multiple like this. Like this, you can remove from one region to another region. Multiple elements at a time. No. Okay. Mm. So in this order only you have to do. Hello. Okay. Sure. Okay. Now If you clear this, nothing will be there. If you try to print, no elements will be there. Okay, let's see one by one. This is all the elements. Now it has everything. Now, what I'm doing, remove A, capital A, right? That particular element I want to remove. So capital A got removed. See, above list, there is a capital A. Now there is no capital A, right? Then remove. Next, remove at 1. 1 means in the position 1, which element is there? Okay, so if you see this in array list, 0th position we have A, 1th position we have 2, right? Now, 2 got removed, right? So now what I am doing, remove range from 0 to 2. How many elements are there now? We have 7 elements. 0 to 2. Okay. See, 0 is A, 1 is true, 2 is 20. Hmm? 0, 1, 2. What is the range? 0 to 2. What will happen? 0 to 2 means it won't remove the 2. 0, 1 it will remove. Yeah, because two elements. 0 to 2. Next 2 elements. Okay. 2 elements. First element is A. Second element is true. Okay. If you have mentioned 3, then it will delete 20 also. Right? Range from index, starting index, from where? And how many elements you want to remove? Okay. From starting index 0. How many elements? 2 elements. 0, 1. These 2 got removed. Now from 20 it is there. Right? Next, I want to do the reverse. So in reverse, what is there? Like this, it was there earlier. 20, 25, 30, date, 10 was there. Now 10, date, 30, 25, 20. Reverse came. Now reverse 0, 2. 0 to 2. From this got reversed. 10 came below, date go up. Next clear. After clear, no elements are there. All the elements got removed. Understood, guys? Any doubts? This you have to practice. Okay. Don't try all together. Try one by one. Okay. Then you will get more clear. Okay. This is about array list. Now let's see what is list collection. So now array list is a non-generic collection. Okay, since it is a non-generic collection, so it can throw sync automatically, dynamically, and we can add or remove elements during runtime, and you will use the namespace this one. So when it comes to the list, which is a generic collection, so using system dot collections dot generic, this is the namespace, and as you know, we can add or remove elements at runtime. Okay. Dynamic in size. Got it, guys. Now, how to create a generic list? Let's see now. instead of array list. So I'll use list so that we'll use a system.collection.generate this list. For example, let's take a string. Means we have to give all the string only. So no other elements. Now see the error. So since you have specified the string, it won't allow other values. Only it can allow strings. Okay. For example, C, CDT, section, Java, Python. Okay. Since we have specified the type, all the elements must be string only. Okay. This is generic list. So now, if you see list dot remove, here it won't allow. Why? Because it should be any character you can give. I mean string only. For example, you can give C. Okay. So now this will work. Remove what? One position. What is there? So now we have removed the C in 0th position. It will be there. CPP 1th position. It will be there. C sharp. It will remove the at 1th position element. So next remove range. It will work. Reverse. It will work. Reverse clear. Everything it will work as it is like in array list. But you no need to specify where here. You can give string. Where else it will allow. But you know the type. Let's specify the type. So this is better coding standards. Best performance we will get. Okay. Now let's run it now. There is no those many elements. We'll get the output like this. Same. Remove C. It got remove C. Remove at 1. It got removed. 0, 1. C sharp got removed. Remove range 0 to 2. 0 to 2. 0, 1. Java. CPP Java will get removed. Yes. Python VB F sharp COBOL is there. So reverse. COBOL F sharp VB Python is there. Reverse 0 to 2. COBOL and F sharp it will get reverse. Okay. Clear? It will clear everything. Understood guys. This is generic list. Okay. So now, for example, let me go to another collection. What is this? Hash table and dictionary. How to create hash table? Hash table again, a non-generic collection. So here you need to go using system.collection will be sufficient. Okay. So what is hash table? Hash table is a non-generic collection. It is a human value pair. To reduce dictionary to the read elements. Now let's see how to create a hash table. Hash table ht equals to new hash table. I have created the object for this. ht dot. Since it is a non-generic, right? We can add any elements. Okay. Which is a key value pair. Key and value. So now I can specify just one string, one number, one decimal. Okay. So now what is this? Take three arguments. Okay. For example, I can take some boolean. Okay. One character. Five data. Now. Okay. So means you don't need to specify any type. Even though it is a key value pair, I have given different types of values, keys. Okay. Now let's see how to read the elements from the hash table. To read the elements from hash table, we have to use the dictionary. Dictionary to read the elements. How to use that? Similarly, like other loops. For each where item in hash table. Why? Because different types of elements. So that's why I have given the where console.readline item. Okay. Now this item, if you give, it will give you like a see object. It won't display the values correctly. Okay. Now to read the elements from hash table, we need a dictionary. Dictionary entry. Okay. Now you can give item dot key plus dash t tab space item dot value. So now let's run it. Okay. Now we have added the elements. Now let me print same. So what is the order it followed? B, A, 5, C, 1, D. It won't follow any order. Hash table. Based on its own algorithm. Okay, based on hash table algorithm, it is going to arrange the elements. Whatever you give, it won't take that order or ascending, descending, nothing like that. So hash table has its own algorithm. Based on that, it will arrange the elements. So no need to specify any key, no need to specify any value. String, number, anything, any value, any key. Okay. Any those case. For example, I had given a character. Okay, this also it will take. Let's run it. Continue. If you get the output like this. Understood, yes. Any doubts here? Okay. This is hash table. So next we have a dictionary. So we can dot remove. So you have to specify. Okay, yeah, this will get removed. First one, see, object key, object value. First one is the key. Yeah, you have to specify the yeah so that it will remove that element. Okay, next. You can't give this order 0 to root first. HT dot remove object key. Mm, clear. Okay. To remove. One of it. It will remove all the items. Okay. You try and see the output case for this. Okay. So we have seen already. So I'm going for another concept, dictionary. Dictionary, which is again a generic collection, which is a key value pair. Okay. So now how to create a dictionary? Similarly like hash table, I'll use the dictionary. Okay. Now see, immediately it is expecting you have to specify the E key, generic. T means generic. Okay. Generic key. What is generic key? For example, I give integer means all the keys must be integer only. Right? Value. Let me give string. Now dictionary equals to new dictionary. Dictionary dot. Okay. Now so it will allow only numbers 1, 7, 9, 2, 5. Okay, but here it should be all the strings. Okay. Um, uh, okay. So no more other characters. Means only string. Or else you can convert like this. Now dot to string. Dot to string. Like this you can convert. Means it should be string only. Okay. Now how you can read the elements from dictionary. If you want to read, you have to specify key value pair. Here also you need to specify what is the key. Key is integer. What is the value? Value is string. Okay. So if you want, you can use some prefix. Key is like this. Now, we want to remove. So all the keys must be integer type, right? So string doesn't allow. For example, I give 5. Okay. So next dictionary dot 0. So now if I give 5, what will happen? Let's see now. So why error? Because there is already a key with 1. We are trying to add one more with same key. During compile time, we won't get any error. But during runtime, it will throw the error. Means we can't add with same key name. Okay. Now, remove this. Or let's make it 10. Let's make it 50. 55. So if you want order by ascending, descending. Okay. So based on the key. Okay. You can look. So first time 1 to 55. Okay. So see the order 1792 19 55. Whatever order you give, dictionary will take same order. As table is for its own algorithm. Dictionary, whatever order you give, it will take same order. And what we did, remove at 5. Fifth got removed. What is the fifth entry? Data. Free data. Hmm? That entry got removed. Remaining on we have. So next, dictionary dot clear. After that, nothing will be there. No elements. Understood, guys. Any doubts here?